I want to thank Gidulim and Anash Chinuch for inviting me to present the course on effective parenting. A course where we're going to be examining the principles according to our Masorah, according to our tradition, the values according to Torah and Chassidishkeit, of how we indeed create an effective journey of educating and parenting our children. And I want to just give you a very brief outline of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be starting off the first week of the very important Yesod in Chinuch called Building the Makif. In other words, setting up the home conducive to facilitate such type of Chinuch and to facilitate the communication and the instilling of the core values of what we want from our children, particularly according to Torah principles and Chassidishkeit. Secondly, we're going to look at a famous principle that people often struggle with, the idea of Kabbalas Oil. Why is it important? How do we instill it in our children? And how do we do it in a way where we set ourselves up for success without it being negative or turning them off? In the third week, we'll look at some specific areas that are often areas of struggle. Getting them to daven properly, the Shabbos table, how to make it beautiful, how to instill a love of learning, tznius, yiras shamayim, midas tovus between our children themselves and between them and other people. Of course, sometimes in chinuch, in parenting, there are behaviors that are undesirable. There are things that happen that are more in crisis mode where we need to know how to respond. What is the view? What is the Torah view? Schar v'oinish, reward, punishment, is it important? How do we do it? Too much, too little? How do we respond? How do we navigate those struggling times? And finally, in the last week, we will look at the specific challenges to do with the teenage years. Have a look what our Makoros tell us about that and talk about some of the practical ways to implement all of that. And hopefully all of this will come with practical strategies and practical ideas of how to implement these ideas, contributing to the success of our chinuch journey with our precious children. Looking forward to seeing everyone who is going to participate and wishing everyone a good tavach.